There is genuine room for positivity surrounding the Indiana Fever, largely driven by their impressive perimeter accuracy, specifically regarding their deep-range shooting. I will dive deeper into those mechanics shortly, but first, let's examine.
But let me show you the overall picture for a bit, which you wouldn't think from digesting the season so far. But if you look at the standings, the Fever are right there, just a half game behind the Liberty for fifth. That means they're a half game behind the Wings for fourth. Not too far behind the Valkyries and those teams that are at the top.
Remember that Indiana suffered several heartbreakers decided by a single possession. Conversely, they also secured clutch victory against the Mystics, so the luck has balanced out. The overtime battle versus the Sky is another example. I don't want to.
Not trying to get too deep into the weeds. Point is, they're not in a terrible position when it comes to the standings, and there's a lot of parity in the league right now. The Lynx just lost to the Sun now that it was without Olivia Miles.
Balanced right now. The Lynx recently fell to the Sun, though that was sans Olivia Miles. Nevertheless, regarding their offensive production, regardless of any criticisms I or others may have voiced, they remain the premier team statistically. They sit atop the league rankings in both scoring output and...
Here's points per game. You can see the Fever 93.5 points per game, the Lynx 90.2. So as far as the amount of points being scored on average per game, the Fever are well ahead of everybody else.
Offensive rating, which, for those unfamiliar, calculates points produced per 100 possessions. The Fever hold the top spot there too. That metric helps normalize data for teams playing at a higher tempo or gaining extra opportunities through offensive rebounds or turnover margins. They sit at 113.5 compared to the Lynx's 112.8.
So still number one in the league in offensive rating as well. And one of the reasons for this is the way that they're shooting the ball from three. If you go to the WNBA's stats database,
though some players are excluded due to volume thresholds in various outlets, you will notice two Indiana Fever standouts in the top 5. One is Aliyah Boston, which is remarkable, and the other is Sophie Cunningham. Sophie has been a model of reliability. She has served as a sharpshooter for the Fever. Her accuracy is actually slightly behind her previous year's figures, which is wild considering she is hitting 43% and maintaining high volume, totaling 77 attempts coming off the bench. Then you have Aliyah Boston, who is connecting at a 45.1%.
And that's on 2.7 attempts per game. So like Aliyah's actually getting them up and she's hitting them at a crazy clip. So that's, adding a three-point shooter who was not a three-point shooter at all in AB before. That's without even accounting for the backcourt, which of course is Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell is shooting above her average from three, which was already good. But Kelsey is a shooter.
As displayed here, she's connecting on 39.7% of her attempts. And that's on a volume of 6.3
3-point
shots
attempts
from distance
per game.
per outing.
You also have Caitlin Clark. Lexie Hull is the one who they need to see come up on that number. You got Mo and Hines Allen, who aren't expected to shoot much. They're barely attempting. I'd like to see Mo continue to shoot without hesitation from deep.
Should Hull elevate her production, they suddenly unlock a lethal lineup capable of spacing the floor with Sophie. You could run a small ball unit featuring Lexie, Caitlin, Kelsey, Aliyah, and Sophie.
And yeah, you're sacrificing some defense there, but that's got to be the most prolific possible shooting and scoring lineup in the WNBA. Caitlin is averaging 34.4% from three.
The trajectory is clearly upward, and she's essentially one standout shooting performance from setting a career benchmark. She averages 7.5 attempts, which is quite high, keeping her firmly among the league leaders in
for the most made threes per game. So Caitlin is consistently, putting them in the bucket. And, that puts her right there with, you see with Kelsey's right there too.
You have to account for the degree of difficulty, though, when evaluating Caitlin Clark's performance this year. She isn't just taking threes. She's frequently launching from a much greater distance than anyone else in the league. It is nearly impossible to quantify, but her range and shot selection are
I would
truly
say
unique
it's
in the
the
current landscape.
highest degree of difficulty in the league is the shot diet that Caitlin Clark takes from deep. And she's made a concerted effort this year to get to the basket and all that.
Given that her perimeter shooting is trending up, she is primed for an absolute explosion in production soon. Meanwhile, Kelsey seems to be hitting her stride as we reach this pivotal stretch of the schedule. The ultimate question is how they sync up once everyone is back on the court and Caitlin
the other
is fully
pieces,
healthy.
if they can continue to do what they're doing. But the consistency of Sophie Cunningham as a sniper off the bench and really just a pure elite knockdown shooter.
Developing a new skill is one thing, but actually implementing it at this level is a different challenge entirely. Getting better is one goal, but demonstrating consistent results at the level AB has reached this season
That three-point
is
shot
another
ain't going
entirely.
Right? And you see she's really confident going in. She's got that little hop step that she does before she shoots the three. And you can see she's not hesitating when she gets those shots up either. She's taking them.
She lets it fly without a trace of uncertainty. This development has become a cornerstone of Aliyah Boston's style, forcing opponents to rethink their defensive schemes. I believe I can pull up a quick clip to illustrate this. Observe how she finds herself with plenty of space on the perimeter.
And, she's wide open here, but she doesn't hesitate. Cash, right? And that's one of the biggest things as a shooter. You want to shoot the ball the same way every single time. Doesn't matter how many you make, doesn't matter how many you miss, you continue to let them fly.
Now, the Fever obviously haven't enjoyed a flawless campaign, and they certainly possess areas that require refinement. Despite those lingering challenges, they still boast the most potent scoring attack
They're the best
in the
offense in the
entire
league.
association.
With all that said, Aliyah Boston has added a dimension to her game. With all that,
Kelsey Mitchell has hit a major groove. Moreover, despite dealing with nagging ailments and occasional shooting slumps, Caitlin Clark is currently enjoying the most productive year of her professional tenure, while continually expanding her
is
offensive
adding
repertoire.
to her bag and is seemingly getting better as the season goes along.
Where these elements mesh perfectly, but there is undeniable potential here to be hopeful about, and perhaps eventually celebrate a title-contending squad.